Hello, CASK community. Welcome back to The Roar, your one-stop shop for research-related information and other happenings in the CASK community. I'm Hitomi with Project CASK, and today I just have a number of different updates that I wanted to share across sort of different areas of work. And the first is just to thank everybody for really showing up for Rare Disease Day this year. It was beautiful and heartening to see all the different ways that we raise awareness and raise visibility for rare disease in general and for CAS gene disorders, from, just quiet moments with family and bigger school celebrations and workplaces that came out for community members. So it was just really beautiful to see, and we will share some photos from that in a bit. So next I wanted to share just a few research updates. I know sometimes it's without sort of public announcements on different things, it's hard to know what's really happening in the background. Is anything happening in the background? And indeed, a lot is happening in the background. So a few updates from our end. In February, we had our first cross-disorder research meeting, and this was really interesting. It was something that happened really organically through just, research networks and researchers looking at our website and realizing some of the work that we're supporting, and reaching out and saying, hey, I think there might be some crossover between our two disorders, or one specific aspect of research that's related to our two disorders. And so we were able to bring together some of the CASK researchers working in this area and the other researchers in the other disorder, and share information about what they know. It was really a great moment of collaboration, very open, honest discussion. We're not entirely sure what will come from this, but there is already some, more information being shared, and sort of a connection that has now been made, a pipeline, let's say, between researchers across the CASK gene disorder and this other disorder. So, should anything come from this that we can share more about, we absolutely will. But it's just one of the ways that we are trying to continue to expand what we understand about CASK, but also the space in which people are really exploring potential treatment options for CASK. The next is, and you probably saw the poll in the Facebook group, and if not, go ahead and respond to that poll, but we are organizing the first webinar with Dr. Mingshan Shui on the gene replacement therapy study that Project CASK is supporting. We're excited to finally bring this to the community. We will take questions in advance just so that we can really maximize this hour that we're going to have together and make sure it's really well organized. But we will publicize the date, the specific date, very soon. We just wanted to do that poll to make sure we understood sort of in trying to identify a time that's not going to, of course, work for everybody. We could find the time that worked for the most number of people, and we will, of course, record the webinar and make it publicly available on our website, so you can watch it if you're not able to attend. And even if you're not able to attend, but you have some specific questions, please do send this Please do send them to us in advance, and we will absolutely try to get them included and answered. So even if you can't be there, your question can be answered. And then the third is we are organizing, and we have it set for June, the second multidisciplinary scientific meeting on CASK. So for some of you who may not remember or weren't with us in December 2023, Project CASK organized, and at that time it was in partnership with the Orphan Disease Center at the University of Pennsylvania, the first scientific meeting on CASK. And so we're having the second one, again, multidisciplinary, sort of different types of researchers, so basic translational researchers coming together to really talk about specifically what are they working on in CASK, and how can we spark more collaboration, where are some specific areas we really need to focus a little bit more to either understand more of the mechanisms of the disease so we can target treatments, or also what are some new cutting edge treatment options that are in the pipeline that we should consider for CASK. So exciting stuff happening on the research front, and we will definitely bring you some more information on the webinar soon. And then you may have seen, but I'm not sure how many of in the CASK community follow our other Instagram account, which is at Ultra Rare Collection. So for some of you who don't know, the Ultra Rare Collection, Ultra Rare Art to Cure an Ultra Rare Disease, was our very first fundraiser that we did when Project CASK launched. And it is an online art auction and an in-person gallery night event in New York City. And the first one was really fun. The theme was glitter and roar, and it was, sort of course, inspired by the Leocorn and our tagline, rare as unicorns, strong as lions. And this next one it's going to be on May 3rd. Well, the gallery event is on May 3rd. The online auction will be May 1st through 10th in advance of Mother's Day. And the theme is the mother of all art shows. So it's really about honoring the mothers, the caregivers, parents, families that are affected by rare disease. And it's all original art. That was true the last time as well. We have more artists this time. We have more different kinds of art this time. We have more CASK families involved this time. So definitely follow at Ultra Rare Collection to get more information about that. And you'll see we just posted the very first announcement, save the date, but now and the first piece of art, which was really beautiful. Go check it out. Kate Narker, it's an incredible piece, and her work is just really interesting. It spans the lines of weaving and film and talent. So go follow at Ultra Rare Collection on Instagram, and feel free to reach out if you'd like to get involved in any way, if you have ideas for sponsors, if you think you can come to New York, and please share through your networks too, because this is a great way for us to raise research funds for CASK. Okay, so I think I want to close up this roar with just a couple comments about some things happening in the United States with regard to research funding and Medicaid. Because I know, there's a lot out there on social media, and we recently posted to gather some of your stories about Medicaid. So I just wanted to kind of bring people up to date on where we are with that. So on the 25th of February, Congress voted for a budget resolution that cuts, I think it's 1.5 trillion in overall spending cuts, and 880 billion of that is from the committee that oversees Medicare, Medicaid, and other health programs. And then following that, the Congressional Budget Office, which is a nonpartisan think tank that really just does budget analysis, and they provide sort of projections on what different bills could mean for different federal programs. They came out with their analysis saying that it would indeed be difficult just because of the level of those cuts. So 880 billion from the committee that's responsible for Medicaid, Medicare, and other health programs. It would be difficult to imagine that you wouldn't have some significant cuts to Medicaid funding and other Medicaid programs. However, nothing is finalized yet. Nothing is decided yet. And so we have this really wonderful window of opportunity, or I shouldn't say wonderful. We have a window of opportunity, a critical window of opportunity, to explain to our elected officials what Medicaid supports for our families and what the loss of the potential loss of these programs would mean for our families. I think we all know the life before and after CASK, right? And it's hard to understand sometimes when you're not involved directly with a program what it might mean. So it's really important for us to share our stories. It's not that everybody knows what our life is like, our lives are like, and so this is an opportunity to share those with your elected officials. We gathered some, as I mentioned, through social media, and we will send those in. But and so you can continue to share them with us, but you can also just on your own reach out to your elected representatives in your state at the federal level, and share those stories. And I want to just draw your attention to a really wonderful resource for those in the U.S., the Everylife Foundation for Rare Diseases. They have an advocacy center that just you can sign up to get alerts and just read more and understand more about what's happening and what's contained in these bills and what it could potentially mean, what the processes are. And then they also have, if you go through policy on their website, policy and then take action, you can actually directly, they have an online portal where you can directly input your story and it will go to your representatives based on where you live. So it's just a wonderful resource if you want to understand more. And one thing I just also want to emphasize as we close up is that as of now, so there is legitimate concern about what these cuts, not just Medicaid, but the other, I think you have heard about the indirect cost cap and for NIH and other things, what that could mean, changes potentially happening at the FDA, what that could mean for rare disease research. And we are paying attention because there are already some, and there are potentially other implications that we will see. But right now, the research that we are funding, both at Baylor, Amherst, and University of Hamburg, these studies are moving forward. We've been in touch with all of the scientists and researchers recently, and this work is moving forward. So let's, kind of keep that momentum. Let's do what we can as a community. Set up your Liacorn donation if you'd like to help raise money so that we can make sure these things continue to move forward. All right, so that's enough for today. I hope everybody is looking forward to spring, which is about to start. And I know I am. And until next time, keep kicking CASK.